I don't say that anymore. Are we recording? I just said it, so I guess it works. I'm gonna move you. Just like threw you under the bus. All right. You can't see from here? Sit next to Lauren then. Wait, no. That was Faith's seat, so she's gonna sit over there when she comes back. You can stay there. Um, that's yeah, Eugene. All right, so let's go over this problem. It wasn't very difficult if you read it carefully. It says Sandy charges each family that she babysits a flat fee of $10 for the night and an extra $5 per child. We need an equation for that, don't we? What's her equation? 10 is the flat fee, so that's B, and this is M. Now, it is not equals 25 because Sandy and Kimmy are two different people, right? But we're not there yet. It says Kimmy charges $25 per night, no matter how many children they have. So is that M or is that B? Or is that Y? What is it? That's Y, right? That's how much she charges. So we're like Y equals 25. That's it. She just charges a flat fee of 25, which is actually B and Y at the same time. That's the total, right? Yes. Okay. And then he says, write a two-step equation that will compare the two girls' charge and find the fees when the fees are the same. So when I ask you to compare somebody's work to somebody else's work, what do you do? Physically, what do you do? You put them next to each other, right? You look at them and you're like, okay, well then that's exactly what you need to do. Compare these two. You put this equation, put it equal to 25, like that. Does that look familiar? What do we do with it? No, because that's how much it charges, period. It doesn't change, right? Yes. Continue. I like it. What does it give me? 3. Perfect. This is beautiful. So the equation would be what I wrote right there, right? Which is 5x plus 10 equals 25. And the fees are the same when they have 3 children, right? So we'll put 3 here for x equals 3. That's how many children. Whenever you have 3 children, that's how much it will be the same. And does it make sense? Let's go back and plug it in. Let's go put x where it belongs. 5 times 3 is what? Plus 10? 25. Is it the same as the other girl? Yes. Whenever the other girl, Sandy, is babysitting 3 children, she's going to charge 25 total, right? Which is the same amount that Kimmy charges regularly. All right. How many children must a family have for Sandy and Kimmy to, well, that I already answered that question. That's 3, right? Uh, the Sanderson family has 5 children. Which babysitters should they choose if they wish to save some money on babysitting and why? They don't know. What does the X represent? How many kids, right? So we don't know. It could change. But in this situation, in letter C, they're telling you, what if they had 5 kids? So how do you find out the price? Plug it in, right? I know, I heard you. That's why I'm writing it down. $5 per child per child. That'll be 5 times 5, 25. Plus 10, 35. So Sandy will charge them $35, right? Kimmy only charges 25, period. So which one's a better deal? Kimmy, that's a better deal. It's cheaper. You save $10. That's good, actually. I know a lot of kids who babysit other kids. That's a way to make money. Or you clean somebody's yard. I used to do that when I was a kid. Yeah, but I would always ask for like $40 at least because he had a dog. And I was like, huh? 40. It wasn't a big yard. It just had dogs, and dogs like poop everywhere. So I hated that. All right. Each student wrote a two-step equation. Peter wrote the equation 2x minus 2 equals 10. And Andres wrote the equation 16x minus 8 equals 40. The teacher looked at the equations and asked them to compare them. Describe one way in which the equations are similar. How are these two similar? They're outside. How are those similar? Yeah. So let's work it out. 4x minus 2 equals 10. The first step is to either add or subtract, right? So we're subtracting, so we're going to add 2 to both sides. 4x equals 12. Second step says divide or multiply. It's multiplying, so we divide, right? X equals 3 for the first one. The second one is the same way. 16x minus 8 equals 40. First step, we have to add both sides 8, right? 16x equals 48. When you divide both sides by 16, x equals 3. So that's how they're similar. The x value is the same for both. What is another similarity you can notice? I wrote it on the side. 4x minus 2 equals 10. 16x minus 8 equals 40. No, it equals 40. I'm sorry? You were close to it, but there you go. The second equation is 4 times the first one. You notice? 4 times 4 is 16. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. 10 times 4 is 40. So that's another thing that you can consider. That this equation, you multiply by 4 and it gives you that. All right, the next one. Damon has 5 dimes and some nickels in his pocket, worth a total of $1.20. To find the number of nickels Damon has, a student wrote the equation 5n plus 50 equals 120. Find the error in the student. What did he do wrong? Look at it. What did he do wrong? What's wrong with that equation? What about him? What number represents dimes in the equation? You were in that area, pretty close to it. Keep working, yes. Hang on. Go ahead. What? Is that what it's supposed to be? Is what you're saying? That's right. They basically wrote it incorrectly. That's $1.20, right? Then this is $50. That's not it. We only have 5 dimes. What is 5 dimes to 5 dimes total? 50 cents, right? So it should be 1.20 and it's 50 cents, not $50. And then that 5n is for the nickels, right? They said 5 times the number of nickels. But it's not $5, it's 0.05, right? Do we have any questions on this one? You're gonna have some of those on the test, so you better ask me questions if you have any. Yes. Are we good? All right. For the yes, she basically said for here it's supposed to be 0.50 for this number, not 50, because he has 5 dimes. How much money is 5 dimes? 50 cents. That says $50. Not this is 50 cents, right? He did not put a decimal. And then this one says $5, but nickels are not worth $5. They're worth 5 cents, right? So he wrote them wrong, both of them. That's what happened. I'm going to give you one of those on the test, so please make sure that you understand it. All right, the next one. It says, write a real world problem you can answer by solving the equation negative 8x plus 60 equals 28. Does anybody have an example? George had an example that was exactly what I was using. I was very impressed. I'll say it after, yes. George Cassell, yes. Cassell, yeah. I called him Castle for who knows how long. All right. Focus. I need examples of how that equation will work. Give me something. For those of you who did the homework. Even if it's wrong, it might be right. That wouldn't quite work. Thank you for doing it. Anybody else? Yes. Hey. Real world problem. That means something that it happens in real life. Come on. Anybody? What? All right. Don't be ashamed. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I'm not going to be like, oh, you suck. No, I'm just going to correct it. I know. So here's what George Cassell did. He said, you have $60 in your bank account. You withdraw $8 each week. How many weeks will it take for you to end up with a $28 balance? That is absolutely amazing. I use my Starbucks because I always talk about Starbucks. So I said, I have a $60 gift card for Starbucks, and I spend $8 each day there. How many days would it take me to end up at a balance of $28? That was it. So it'll be 2.5 days. That's it. That would be the answer. But those were very, very good examples. I was very, very impressed by it. All right. So hopefully, if you didn't get it before, now you have a better understanding of it. Tomorrow is Thursday, so tomorrow we're gonna have our last review over all of these, and then Friday we're gonna have the a quick little exam covering all these things. It could be 5, it could be 10. I'm probably gonna work for 10 just because the more questions you have, the more chance of passing you have. It'll be like one question, then you have all these answers, and then another one and all these answers. So it'll be all connected. All right, let's move on to the next part of the lesson. We're going to go to page 251, and we are going to work individually on finding the value of x. Ignore this part right here. I'm not going to use it that way. There we go. So on your book, I want you to do number 1, number 2, 3, and 4 individually. And when you're done, let me know. No. Okay. We're back. We just saw the first one. This is right here. So I didn't forget. I forgot to record. But all right. So tell me, Soraya, how do I solve this? I know there's a first step, right? Yeah. Add or subtract. Okay. So what am I doing? It's subtracting, right? So I must add 1 to both sides, correct? So what do we do? What's the second number? We divide or multiply, right? So what do I do?
You divide by 3.
Yes. It's multiplying 3 divided by 3, right? What's the answer? Good job, Soraya.
Yay! High five.
Oh, we have to go check it because people don't trust her. All right. 3 times times 3. What is it? 9 minus 1?
8.
8. Yep, it gives it's correct.
See, I need to trust people.
We'll go Stephen and then you go. Wait, Stephen, did you get number 4? You got number 4? Okay, let's let her do number 3 and she can number 4. All right, Dana. What's your question? Sorry.
Excuse me.
That's not 1 plus 1. That's negative 1 plus 1. What do you mean, what 2 down? Hang on. No. I'm adding 1 to negative 1. So let's say it this way. Your account is negative $1. That means you owe $1. If you go and deposit $1,
You have 0 left.
you have $0, right?
Oh.
They cancel each other out, right? And using the boy-girl situation, you have 1 boy and 1 girl. Is anybody left without a pair? No. Don't forget that. That's the reason why we do it. We do inverse operation so we can eliminate them. That's the whole idea of it. Dana, continue. So it is 2a minus 3 equals negative 5. First step, add or subtract, yes. So we must add 3, right? To both sides. So that cancels out, right? And I get 2a.
That was so random.
Hang on, go ahead. Oh, sorry, I put negative. It's plus, right? Hang on, what is it equal to? Negative 2, right? I'm using the boy-girl situation again. You have 5 boys and 3 girls. When you pair them up at the dance, there's how many people left? 2 boys, right? So you have negative 2. There are 2 boys who don't have a dance partner. Wah, wah, wah. Okay. So the second step is to do what? You divide or subtract, right? No, divide or multiply. What are they doing? Yes. You divide by 2 both sides, right? I get, no, I don't get 0. I get 1a. That's why I only put a, right? What? So here's the rule that you guys kind of forget. If one of the numbers for the denominator or the numerator is negative, that negative sign just drops down. And then you just look like this guy just drops down here. It's negative. And what is 2 divided by 2? 1, right? It is not 0. You're not subtracting. 2 divided by 2 is uno.
I love that game somehow.
Hang on, somebody's confused. Go ahead. But we're not adding, we're dividing. Why are you dividing? Where? You have 3 boys and 3 girls. When you pair them up, is anybody left without a pair? No. Let me say it in money. If you owe $3 and you deposit $3, what's your balance? 0, right? You're not adding them because they're different kinds. I need you to get on the boy-girl problem. It helps you a lot. If you think there are 3 boys and 3 girls and they're about to dance, there's nobody who's left without a pair. Therefore, you answer 0. All right? For this right here, when you divide or you multiply, there is one rule that is very, very easy to remember. If you're dividing or multiplying only, if one of the signs if the signs are different, your answer will always be negative. If the signs are the same, your answer will always be positive. I made a little board right there. I mean, a little, what is it called, poster right there. And at the bottom, it shows you if the signs are the same, the answer is positive. If the signs are different, the answer is negative. Are the signs the same or different in this situation? They're different, right? One of them is negative, the other one's positive. Therefore, my answer is negative. Do we understand that? That only works with multiplying or dividing. Whenever you're adding or subtracting, I want you to use the boy-girl situation. I think it's easy to remember, isn't it? The boy-girl? Yeah. How does it confuse you? Let's practice real quick now that you brought it up. No. It's not a bad thing. If I have 7 boys, they're negative, right? The negatives are boys. If I had this, we don't know. So hang on. The negatives are boys, right? So you have 7 boys, and you have how many girls? 4 girls, right? When you pair them up, who's left without a partner? 3 boys, right? 3 boys. And the boys are negative or positive? That's it. If I have 9 girls, if it's not negative, it's positive, right? 9 girls, and I have 3 boys, who's left without a pair? 6 girls, right? And if it's not negative, then it's positive, but you don't put a sign on it. You can put a sign on it if you want, it's the same thing. But we never put signs on positive numbers, right? Unless they're like in the middle. That's it. Is this difficult? That's only when we multiply. I just said it. Whenever we multiply or divide, only on those two, if the signs are different, the answer is always negative. If the signs are the same, it's always positive. And you can think of your friendship. If you have a friend and they both of them they get along with each other, that means they're positive. They'll have a positive relationship. If they're both evil, they still have a positive relationship, right? They still get along because they're both evil. But when you have an evil one and a nice one, it doesn't work. It's negative, right? That's another way to think about it. I'm just trying to. Yeah. All right. So going back to this one, Stephen, you were taking the last one, right? The last one is a little bit more complicated, but that's fine. I think Steve has it. Negative 4y plus 2 equals negative 2. Pay attention because this one uses both the boy and girl situation and the division with and multiplication with the different signs. So Stephen, hang on. What do I do? You're adding, so you will subtract, right? See from both sides. That goes away. Okay. What do I get there? Boy-girl situation. I have 2 boys right here and 2 boys right here. What's the combination? 4 boys, right? Are you following? Yes. That means all of them don't have a pair because I can't pair boys and boys, right, to dance. That looks weird. Did you fall? Oh. Okay. All right. So if you have 2 boys and 2 boys, we don't have any girls. We can't pair them up, right? That means we have 4 lonely boys. Yeah. We're not adding. Look at the sign. Negative 2 minus 2. I'm going to use money. If you owe $4 and then you owe $2 and then you borrow $2 more, how much money do you owe total? $4. You borrow $2, right? That means you owe those $2. Let's use an example. Stephen and Adriana. Adriana, you're borrowing $2 from him today, yesterday. That's what you did. How much money do you owe him? 2. You borrowed 2 more today. How much money do you owe him?
4.
How much money do you owe him total?
500. Sorry.
You owe him a total of $4, right? Because they're negatives. Here's how visually, right here, how many negatives do I have?
2, 1,
2. And then I have 2 more negatives right here. How many negatives total? 4. Even when you add negatives, you're not really adding them. You're just putting them together. You're combining. You're just combining the signs. Right here, I have 2 negatives and 2 negatives. How many total? 4 negatives. No. Why would it be positive?
It says that the signs are the same.
Are we multiplying or dividing? Ah, we're adding, right? We're combining. Let's say it that way. We only do them with multiply or divide. And it tells you on top, multiplying and dividing. Nothing about adding or subtracting, right? Please keep those separate. So from here, there's a second step. What do we do? So what are we doing? You're multiplying, so we divide, right? Notice how we divide by the whole -4, not just 4. That will give us 1. And right here, careful. Now you can use that chart. Positive 1, right? You have 2 negatives. That means the signs are the same. Your answer needs to be positive. And you're dividing 4 by 4. You don't get 0. 4 goes into 4 once, right? So there you go. Our answer is 1. Huh? You guys are doing the most today. All right, so that's fine. We needed to. Your DLL is number 6. I want you to find the equation and solve for it. When you find it, find the number on the number line. The homework has been already posted. I just put it on Edmodo, so you should be good to go. It's already there. All you have to do is work it out. This is, yeah. Yeah, you have to create the equation.